Hello and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and on today's video we're talking about fragrances that convey stealth wealth. Interesting topic. This is a trend that has been going on through social media for a while. It is called the old money aesthetic. It's called stealth wealth. It's called quiet luxury. You can call it by many different names, but they all convey the same message. It is supposed to be something very effortless, something that is not going to be overly attention grabbing, something that is going to say, I've got money. I don't need to spend it. I don't need to show it off to feel like I am rich, if that makes any sense, like old money aesthetic. So, the fragrances that I picked out today, and I tried very, very hard to pick out fragrances that are kind of in between the affordable route as well as, ones that are a little bit more pricey. And with this trend, I try to pick out fragrances also that are not going to be worn by absolutely everyone because that's kind of defeating the purpose, isn't it? At least I think so. I have exactly four of them here. I have a few honorable mentions. I'll let you know exactly why I didn't, pick these as an actual option. And let's get into it. The first one is by Celine. By the way, these are not in any particular order. They are just kind of randomized in here. I selected Reptile, and I selected Reptile for a reason because it's a fragrance that has old heritage vibes, but at the same time, it's going to have a very nice, refined, modern approach to it as well. It's not a loud fragrance, it's not screaming in your face. It is a very nice fragrance that is very well blended, very well mixed. It's expensive, it's premium, it's quiet, but it still conveys attention without, asking for it or screaming and shouting for it. So I did have a couple of them. Well, this one was a hard one. Celine itself. I think Celine, the brand overall, kind of fits this aesthetic when it comes to fashion and for their fragrances as well. I had also written Parade. I mean, I think I have given Parade lots and lots of publicity. It's my favorite fragrance from the house still to this day. And there's a couple of other ones like the Dormant Forest one is a good one as well for this type of, vibe that we're going for. The next fragrance I have here is by the House of Perfume Head. I recently did a review on this fragrance. It is called La La Love, and it is a very beautiful ambery fragrance with saffron touches. So it has touches of very old money aesthetic and very elegant and sophisticated notes. But the nice thing about this scent, surprisingly, is that it's kind of quiet. It's not shouting for anyone's attention. It's a sexy ambery fragrance with really expensive touches, but the fragrance still holds its composure without asking for someone's attention. It just captivates the room and really gets people talking about you in the best way possible. So it is a good one. This one's a little bit on the pricey side, but just so you do know, this is an extrait de parfum, and out of all of them in this list, this is going to be the longest lasting one because it is an extrait de parfum. It's very concentrated, it's very potent. It's just going to give you that sense of luxury. The next one I have was a little hard one because this brand, another one that fits this aesthetic to a T, and that is Acqua di Parma. Acqua di Parma is one of those brands that people typically don't look at, unfortunately. And the Colonia range itself kind of just envelops this perfectly. It's kind of like a billionaire goes on their yacht and they just have no care in the world. They can buy whatever and whoever and anything in this world. But this fragrance does convey it. So I actually picked Intensa, so Colonia Intensa. This is a really nice fragrance. It's part of the Colonia range. But you can also go for Colonia Pura. You can go for the original one as well because they all kind of convey the same thing. To me, Intensa kind of gives you that old aesthetic. It kind of just makes you picture a really rich person driving a vintage Mercedes-Benz or a vintage Aston Martin down the streets of Monaco. The next one is from Chanel, and it's not all les exclusives. It is not going to be a Les Eaux. It is not going to be something that you're expecting. This is going to be Chanel number 5, L'Eau, the Eau de Toilette. And not the best performance, not the best longevity when it comes to this fragrance, but my God, if a fragrance could capture the old money aesthetic, it is this fragrance. It has vibrancy with these citric elements, but it has that old world charm that Chanel number 5 has in it. It's kind of like a powdery, soapy quality to the fragrance, but with vibrancy, sparkliness. It's just like being on the French or Italian Riviera. It is just really good fragrance. It is technically considered to be a women's fragrance, but I think personally that number five as a whole works for both men and women. And in particular, number five, L'Eau, actually works for both men and women as well. To me, this fragrance kind of gives a nod to Eau de Cologne, which is in their Les Exclusives range, but it does it better. It refines every little loose strand in the eau de cologne and really makes it better. So this one is a must-have if you're trying to convey this aesthetic. So I have an honorable mention. The first one I have here is by Fulton and Roque, and this brand sent me solid perfumes quite a bit ago, and I have to say that this brand does really good quality. They have recently just released their Extrait de Parfums, so the liquid format, not these solids anymore. And this fragrance just gives you that old world cologne, but it's done very, very well. It's high quality, it is rich, it is potent, it is green, it is cologne like. It is just a really good fragrance. And I think that this one is slept on. I don't really see people talking about this brand. And the crazy thing about this is when they launched their Extrait de Parfums, I saw loads and loads of people on Facebook just commenting how much they love the brand, and it's sad to see that a lot of people don't really talk about them because they should get more attention. Another honorable mention is by Creed, and this is Royal Mayfair. Oh, Creed. I love Creed. I think this brand fits the aesthetic on its own by itself. Almost every actual fragrance in this range, or in this brand, I should say, fits the old world money aesthetic or the stealth wealth aesthetic, whatever you want to call it. The problem with Creed is it's so replicated to the point where it's kind of like buying a Louis Vuitton monogram canvas piece or a Gucci bag, any Gucci bag for that matter, and walking down the street. You spend thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars on that monogram canvas bag, and then you walk down the street and there's like 50 people wearing the same bag. And 25% of those people are wearing knockoffs. And it's kind of like that for this fragrance brand now. It's unfortunate, it's kind of sad that people have stolen such great creativity when it comes to perfumes. And because of that, I didn't actually give it the spot in this list, unfortunately. So what are your quiet luxury or your old money aesthetic fragrances? Let me know down in the comments. Also make sure to let me know which of these fragrances you particularly love. Thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. Until next time, I hope to see you soon.